Bitcoin is still sitting around $114,000 ahead of today's CPI reading. Now, if CPI comes in cooler than expected, we will likely see the markets rally a little bit more. However, if we come in hotter than expected, I would be expecting a correction to start here for Bitcoin. In today's video, we'll be talking about exactly this. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So you can see I'm still in some of my positions. Bitcoin is sitting right around $114,000 and my stop loss is at break even because no one knows the actual outcome of the CPI event. Now you can see that I'm also in a few altcoin longs, which I shared in my free premium Telegram community. And you can see down here that a lot of them are in profit. In fact, all of them are currently in profit. I am in a Tau position, I am in a Fartcoin position, I am in an XRP position, and I am also still in that ENA position, which I've been sharing on the channel. Now, if these hit my stop loss at break even, I am perfectly content because we went ahead and secured some profits already. Just a reminder though, if you want to join my free Telegram community, you have the first link in my description down below. You click this link and you DM me the word premium after you go and click send message, and that will let me know that you want to join my free premium group. Just a little disclaimer once more, you do need to sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links, whether that's Bluffin or Weeks, and start trading on there to be able to access my free group. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is that if the inflation reading comes in cooler than expected, I still think that Bitcoin can see a little bit more upside. Now, we're tracking what we've been talking about on the channel for quite some time now, and that is the up, down, up. Let's see if this is the price action that we get. A lot of people are saying that this is now the confirmed low, but I am still a little bit skeptical as Bitcoin approaches a very clear rejection point. Again, maybe the inflation data will be enough to go ahead and send us lower, or we trickle on higher, everyone gets super bullish, and then we go ahead and dump to form new lows. The probabilities are still in our favor, in my opinion, for us to go ahead and revisit these lows, despite the fact that I have a lot of long positions open in profit. As I said, happy if those get stopped out at break even. We already secured some profits, but I'm still a little bit skeptical about this price action. So right now we're currently sitting around 114, and if we take a look at the total volume here, you could see that we do have some pretty interesting rejection points right around $117,000 at the point of control of this little range that we had on the move upwards towards $124,000. Now what I'm looking at here is if we can potentially get rejected right around $114,000 up to $117,000. Now I know that this is a pretty big rejection zone. However, I just want to be clear. I will remain in my longs if we get the positive price action. Now, no one is a fortune teller, but right now I still think that there is a higher likelihood that at some point we go ahead and get rejected to retest the lows before we make a brand new all-time high. Now, if I'm proven wrong here, I will be more than happy because my longs will be in some significant profits. This is how you can take advantage of the market without needing to be 100% correct. So let's see how it plays out. I have my spot bag, I have my longs open, and if we are to tank from this region, I will get stopped out at break even. Right now though, you can see that we are approaching a very, very interesting level. I think that if we are to get rejected, it would be right around this region over here. Granted, it is a pretty big box, but you can see that it's right at the top of this existing range, which we've been tracking for several weeks now, well over a month. And it also coincides with this liquidity zone right around the Jackson Hole event, which was 117.5K. Yes, it is possible for us to even make it as high as there before potentially getting rejected. I also want to show you an update on the liquidation heat map. You can see that right above 115K, there's tons of short liquidity to be grabbed. However, on the 30-day time frame, we are now looking at almost even short liquidation leverage to long liquidation leverage in this market. And this typically tells you where the general direction could be headed as long as we continue to chop around within this range. And yes, we have been chopping around. It has not been an easy market to trade if you're not a seasoned trader. And that's just a reminder. If you want to follow my exact trade setups, you still have that first link in my description down below, completely free community. Click that link and I'd be happy to onboard you. Now, we also need to consider the fact that we went ahead and grabbed this high over here, 113.5K, which was a pivotal level to reclaim. You can see that the structure has indeed shifted. Now we have this high right around 117, which I just outlined, which is currently in progress. Can we make it that high? Only time will tell. I would assume here that if we do get a cooler than expected inflation reading, as we did yesterday with PPI, we would have a higher likelihood to go ahead and grab this liquidity to the upside before potentially rejecting. Is there a path for us to just go straight up? Yes, of course there is. No one has a crystal ball, as I always say. And on the 12-hour time frame, you can see that we are well and true holding this trend, which is ultimately very, very positive. We have not had any closes below this trend for quite a few days now, and so you want to pay attention to this for a break. If we start losing $112,000, which was a key pivot point, and I'll remind you coincides with the previous all-time high, which was set in May of 2025, then at that point in time, I do think that it is inevitable that we go ahead and retest the lows. Just keep that under consideration if you're currently trading this market. Now, from a spot positioning, I firmly believe that if we do go ahead and move lower, as I've been sharing for a couple of weeks now, I will be adding aggressively to my positions. Now, we already traded this move from the lows to the highs, and we already secured some profits as I shared, but from a spot positioning, you have a lot of flexibility here. You don't have to go ahead and rush and sell your spot bags just because I think there could be a potential correction imminent, because that's not how you strategize in this market. You want to accumulate as we head lower, and I firmly believe that even if we do head lower, the bull market top is not in, and we will surpass 124.5K. That I'm pretty confident in. Something you want to consider as well is that we do have the initial jobless claims coming out today, along with CPI, of course, and inflation rate year over year, month over month, etc. And while this is happening, we have been seeing that gold continues to soar as central banks continue to accumulate as much gold as possible. China's official gold holdings rose by 60,000 troy ounces in August to a record of 74.02 million. This marks their 10th consecutive month of purchases. As a result, the People's Bank of China has increased its gold holdings by 1.22 million troy ounces since November. In dollar terms, China's gold reserves hit 253 billion in August, an all-time high. China's gold holdings now reflect a record 7.6% of China's total official reserve assets. You can see that central banks are still stocking up on gold. And what does this mean for digital gold? Well, typically, we can see the price of Bitcoin follow shortly after. However, I do want to warn you because this isn't just black and white. Just because inflation comes in cooler than expected and potentially we go ahead and get a pump, it doesn't mean that this will be the pump that will send us to brand new all-time highs. But as I always say, I am happy to be proven wrong here because of my significant spot holdings in Bitcoin and of course Ethereum. And something else that I want to show you here is that in the past couple of days, the Bitcoin ETF flows have really picked up. You can see 741 million worth of inflows yesterday, and for Ethereum, it really is the same thing, 171 million worth of inflows. This is after some pretty significant red days, and so potentially the tides could be turning right here. And as I wrap up today's video, I do have a quick favor to ask you. I'm looking to partner with some Web3 wallets to go ahead and promote them on the channel outside of my regular centralized exchanges. And if you could fill out this form, it would really help me in knowing what exactly it is you're looking for. So go ahead and fill out this form if you'd like to help me out with deciding which Web3 wallet I will be partnering with. And that sums up today's very quick video. If inflation comes in cooler than expected, as we got with PPI, it's highly likely that we go ahead and pump a little bit higher. But I am warning you, I am expecting a little bit of a correction for Bitcoin in the upcoming days or potential weeks. Now, that's just my view. If we go higher, as I always say, I am more than happy because I have that exposure to the upside, but I am warning you, as more and more people start to flip bullish, as more and more people start to go long, it is time to really start to pay attention. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.